Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, while he was the Khalifa of Islam, while he was the Caliph of Islam, he nominated his own son as the next Khalifa of Islam, as the next leader of Islam, and his son was Yazid. Yazid bin Muawiyah, Yazid the son of Muawiyah. So while Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah was alive, he nominated his own son as the Khalifa of Islam. Now, there are a lot of discussions that goes, for the Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, if this was right and the wrong, whatever, Allah knows better. But Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they have the consensus on this, that there were more eligible people. There were more qualified people to be the Khalifa of Islam at the time of Yazid. Yazid was not deserving to be the next Khalifa of Islam because there were more better people than him, more pious people than him, more righteous people than him, like Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein has the more right, he was more qualified to be the next Khalifa of Islam after the Ameer Muawiyah. And there were other Sahaba Ikram, other people as well, other great personalities like Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar. He was the son of Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And Hazrat Abdullah bin Zubair, who was the son of Zubair bin al-Awwam. And they were even more senior than Imam Hussein. Understanding? So this is the consensus of the scholars that this decision was something that, when Ameer Muawiyah, when he appointed his son Yazid as the Khalifa of Islam, like he inherited this Khilafah to his son, that when he will pass away, his son Yazid will become the Khalifa automatically. This decision did not bring any kind of the betterment. This decision did not bring any kind of the goodness to the Muslim Ummah. Okay? Now, we don't have any right to judge the intention of Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, because end of the day, he was the companion of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have no any right to pelt all kind of things on him. We don't have any right to cast the aspersion on the intentions of Nabi Kareem, on the intentions of Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah, or on the character, or on the personality of Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He appointed him, as some scholars mentioned, that he appointed his own son as the next Khalifa of Islam. One of the very obvious reason was because he already saw a lot of civil wars. He already saw a lot of bloodshed, on the basis of the Khilafat, on the basis of the leadership. So what he decided, okay, let me just appoint my own son, and it will bring the unity. Because in my life, I'm appointing who is going to come after me, so it will not give any chance to people to think, okay, who would be the next Khalifa, he, this one or that one. This was his intention, Allah knows better. And this intention was not wrong. Okay? So that is why this matter is by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have no any right especially to attack on their character, on their Islam, on their religion, or on the religion of Imam Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, on his piety, on his righteousness. When it comes to the political affairs, not a problem, End of the day, he was a human. He was not a prophet of Allah. He was not an angel. But we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive all of us. And they are the people, he is somebody who spent his life with Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we should always, protect our tongue, because there are a lot of people, because of this decision, they say all kind of things against Hazrat Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He was the great sahabi of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now Ameer Muawiyah's period, or Ameer Muawiyah Khilafat started, and his Khilafat started from, I think, from 40 after Hijri or 41 after Hijri, and it lasted till 60 Hijri. Means that for 20 years, around 20 years, the duration or the time span or the period of Ameer Muawiyah was for 20 years. And these 20 years, there was no any civil war. There was no any bloodshed among the Muslims. And that is why when Imam Hassan withdraw himself, from this Khilafat, from this leadership, and he gave this Khilafat to Muawiyah, and he gave the oath of allegiance to Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah, that year is known as Amul Jama'ah. That year is called as Amul Jama'ah, the year of unity, the year of togetherness, because there were many civil wars broke out before that time among the Muslims, but from there on, nothing happened. Once again, everybody was under one flag, everybody was under one Khalifa, and things were good for 20 years. And this was the time that, Islam spread, in many places, and the size of the Islam, once again started to increase as it was increasing in the time of those four Khulafai Rashidun, especially Abu Bakr, Umar Farooq and Usman Ghani. So the size of the Islam, the Islamic Ummah, it started to increase again. It reached to, even to Constantinople. That was the first time in the time of Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah that they waged the war in the Constantinople, Constantinia, which is in Istanbul actually. And even the Afghanistan and the Kabul and the entire subcontinent, all that became under the banner of Islam in the time of Hazrat Ameer Muawiyah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And Ameer Muawiyah was known as one of the Katib-e-Wahi as well, the one who used to write the revelation of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he is somebody that whose sister was in the nikah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whose name was Habiba radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Why I'm mentioning that? That Ameer Muawiyah, he is not a small companion. We respect him a lot, and he has a high status in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the sight of the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But all these things, after mentioning all these things, there is a consensus of the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah that the time, the Khilafat time of Ameer Muawiyah is not included in the Khulafai Rashidin. In the Khulafai Rashidin, because the reason is because he came into the power, Ameer Muawiyah came into the power, or he led the Muslim Ummah, or he became the Khalifa, not through the consensus, not through the mutual consultation, which is called Ijma and what they say, the Shura. He came into the power, he earned this Khilafat through power, through force, through sword. So that is why his Khilafat of 20 years was not based upon Ijma and the Shura. So that is why they don't include the 20 years of the Ameer Muawiyah within those the period of the Khulafai Rashidin. But indeed he is the Rashid. All the companions, Ulaika humur Rashidun, they are the well-guided people, and they are the radiyallahu anhum wa radu an. Allah is pleased with them, and they are pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have no any right to doubt on the righteousness and on the piety of these companions of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, we can talk about their political decisions, their political understanding, that we have the right, nothing wrong in it. But we don't have any right to talk about their character, about their Islam, about their deen, about their piety, about their righteousness, nothing, not at all. Yes, Ameer Muawiyah made some mistakes, in the time of Hazrat Ali or in the time of Imam Hassan. Imam Hassan had more right to run the affairs of the Muslims. Imam Hassan, with all the consensus of the scholars, especially Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they believe that Imam Hassan he was more entitled to be the Khalifa, to become the Khalifa of the Muslim than Ameer Muawiyah. So this was something that I thought I should mention with you. And then I just want to mention one hadith of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he says that al-khilafatu ba'di fi ummati salasuna sana summa mulkun ba'da zalika, where Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that my khilafat, the khilafat, the rightly guided khilafat will last for 30 years. The khilafat, or the government which consists on the Quran and on the Sunnah, on the Ijma and on the Shura, it will last for 30 years. And then the mulukiyat, then the kingship, then the monarchy will begin. And so that is why if you count the period of these four Khalifa, Abu Bakr, Umar Farooq, Hazrat Usman and Hazrat Ali, and even include the 6 months of Imam Hassan, so it will be around 30 years. It will be around 30 years, my brothers and sisters, because all these five people, they became the Khalifa not on the basis of the lineage or through the power or through the ancestry system or through the bloodline. They